Booze. The Americans like it, the British love it, and the Russians, well, they go crazy for it. But there are nations on this planet that are definitely not a fan of booze. One nation being Saudi Arabia. With the punishments for possessing booze being getting whipped, thrown in jail, or straight up exiled from the country, you would think these laws started from the nation's strict following of Islamic law. Wrong! Its alcohol ban only started in 1952, 20 years after the Saudi kingdom was formed. And this ban came about due to a high-profile murder case involving the Saudi royal family. Meet Cyril Usman, British vice consul to the kingdom, lived in Jeddah for 20 years, but most importantly, Cyril loved a party. Well, the year was 1951, so Cyril, as a non-Muslim, could lawfully purchase alcohol inside Saudi Arabia. Cyril's house soon became a party spot for Saudi's higher society, as it meant they could dance and get drunk. But in one of Cyril's house parties, Prince Mashari was in attendance, and he was young, dumb, and full of Cavassier. Maybe too full, as Cyril refused to allow the young prince to drink anymore. So Prince Mashari modestly agreed and quickly got the next taxi back home. Not! The prince was actually in a rage that he was denied another drink. A murderous rage at that, as he brought out a gun and started blindly shooting. The bullets went everywhere, which unfortunately included going into Cyril, who was killed by the prince. The Saudi royal family went into panic mode from the news of a British diplomat being killed by one of their princes. To buy themselves some time, they initially told the press that Cyril was murdered by an unknown assassin. But in reality, Prince Mashari had been chucked into prison whilst they debated whether to actually execute a royal or not. Meanwhile, Cyril's wife was given an assumingly large compensation by the king, and she wisely got the of Saudi Arabia soon after. The Saudi king at the time was furious with what happened. In 1952, he enacted a total ban on alcohol in his kingdom. The citizens couldn't drink it, the diplomats couldn't drink it, and the royals most definitely couldn't drink it. Prince Mashari was eventually released from prison, having only escaped the death penalty because, well, he was royalty after all. However, his antics in 1951 had pretty much got alcohol banned in Saudi forever. Or did it? The crafty, rat-like drunks of the world, aka diplomats, had a trick up their sleeve. And that trick came about in these bags right here. Named diplomatic bags as well, they were, for diplomats. They had special powers codified under international law, such as the law where nobody was allowed to search a diplomatic bag. And of course, with great power comes great abuse of said power, as diplomatic bags have been uncovered to have smuggled bombs, people, and most importantly, alcohol. Yes, it's been an open secret in the Saudi kingdom that the diplomats will smuggle their favourite naughty beverage with them into Saudi Arabia. And little has been done to stop it, until now. You see, the current crown prince, Mohammed Bin Salman, is young, smart, and an epic gamer. And he has a vision for the future, which he calls Vision 2030. It is a vision of a new and improved Saudi Arabia, a place where the women are allowed to drive, cities are in the shape of straight lines, and diplomats stop smuggling their beers. Using his gamer knowledge, he has changed the law so diplomats can now just buy alcohol from Saudi Arabia instead. With the first and only alcohol shop opening in Jeddah this year, it nonetheless comes with rules. With the main rule being that you can only buy alcohol from there if you're a non-Muslim diplomat who is quote-unquote properly dressed, so that means no mankinis, I'm afraid. And now with the lawful return of alcohol into the Saudi kingdom, let's just hope there's no more diplomats that end up like Cyril.